having a receipt just for 2 marks, 3 marks, or even 5 marks, I believe just with better structuring that 5 marks can be recovered. You don't need to do any other thing, just the structure. That is the aim for today's session. Yeah, please share. We'll start. And other guys, did you start working on that Excel sheet I have given you?
Can you share the screen? Can you share the screen by yourself from there?
You want me to share?
Yeah.
I just need to download it once. Yeah, others, have you started doing that Excel file?
I have to start it. Like, I'll make sure that I finish it off in a couple. I'll start it and make sure I go forward by the end of this week, something like that. Because I was quite busy this week, so I'll make sure that I don't want to give any excuse, but I'll make sure that I'll have some progress in the coming weeks.
Yeah. So even if you have done like some 10-20%, whatever progress, you can keep on sharing on the group, and you can also learn from others what they have done. For example, Santan has done. I have gone through his risk and everything. It looks good. So we don't need to copy from each other, but just as a reference point, it's important. All right. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
I hope everybody can hear me clearly. All right. So what was the question? I'll read the question, then we'll go through the answer. Obviously, we are talking about Resett, so no need to go to the description. The scenario was Resett's management team want to improve their supply chain efficiency and reduce cost. They've identified inventory management, logistics, and supply relationship as key areas for improvement. We have already understood this from the preview. Okay. The first task is inventory management. How can Resett optimize inventory level, reduce waste, and improve product availability? In short, it's all about how to manage inventory, so that in simple words, we don't go out of inventory. We have supply demand taken care of. These all are fancy words. In simple words, that's the only thing. Now, Sanjan, I want you to explain me why you chose this point. And once again, how is the quantity? Logistics. Okay. I have some improvements in the structure also, but yeah, you can start first.
Yeah, I mean the inventory. So first of all, I've tried to highlight on the bulk thing basically. Like basically, Resett, we know that they are typically buying 50 units or more. That is what is their pattern of buying. So that's why the Resett current inventory module involves purchasing bulk lots, typically 50 units or more. From where are they buying? From corporate programs, retailers, and individuals, and then furbishing, grading, and selling the items online. Then I have also focused on the economies of scale, like it exposes the company to challenge in the stock control, obsolescence, and product availability. And then there is a product mix, which we learned on the pre-scene. It shows that there was a mixed product, which is like new, grade A and B, requiring accurate grading and quality assurances. This is the main thing which I tried to highlight upon basically. Then to optimize inventory levels, we should adopt a data-driven forecasting system, like how they will using historical sales trends, website analysis, and seasonal patterns. That is what is the focus basically. Then machine learning demand tools like product example laptops. Laptops. The trend is when the school period it tends to increase when the school period starts. So that schedules accordingly. We have to match it up with the software. Then we are able to have this just-in-time approach to refurbish and reduce stocks aging, basically. Then regular monitoring on inventory turnover ratios. Like inventory monitoring is also very important because we cannot just pile up inventory. We should have efficiency of the inventory. So management track efficiency models basically. Then research should implement. I have also tried to analyze this. I did related to the research I did on the ABC analysis to classify inventory to value and turnover. Now, high value items such as laptops, tablets, we can put them at A class. The lower items we can classify as C class, and we can put them into different classes. That was the uh, whole optimum of how to do these classifications basically. And with that, what happens? We have a stratification which is prioritizing efforts and minimize cost holdings basically. So we are able to do the cost minimization and refurbishing models we can focus on. And order is received to reduce storage time for lower grade stocks. Then after that, I tried to touch a base on the IFRS basically because again, IFRS also is important. I mean, I don't know whether we should say it at this time, but I just thought so. So I
I mean,
did
for
research.
this specific question, it was not required. I mean, in the exam, if this comes, it's not required. But if it is in for this now knowledge check, yeah, it's good. You can link it.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought like we'll just put like under IFRS basically the what it is dealing with, like IS2 inventories, and it says stock should be valued at a lower cost or net reserve value. So for Resett, it means including all the direct refurbishment purchasing costs for writing down items if they can't be sold at a full value. Then again, IS 2036 also is important. I thought so impairment, because if what I'm going to write down, we need to do the impairment should apply on this, and then because of the value. So I don't know whether it is relevant to import this, but I don't know. I just thought so. So next is about the reduce waste and obsolete stock. The company should be clear with the refurbished item timeline disposable. Products unsold should be beyond a certain threshold. Like we give a timeline. I mean, this is 120 days is my prediction. Maybe we can put some of that other data. I don't know. So just put a timeline. And then after that, you need to just try to get off the stock of basically. So inventory write-off policies must align with financial reporting to maintain transparency. Usually, real-time IRP systems linking procurement, refurbishment, sales data, all these things. Finally, we have to improve the product visibility. So Resett can explore drop shipment or consignment partnership with trusted suppliers, reducing on-hand stock while expanding product range. Better integration between buying and sales function, and synchronizing sources with demand signals, ensuring customers find key items available without overstock, slow movers. The balance supports both working capital efficiency and sustainable goals by minimizing the waste. That is what I try to focus basically.
Great, makes sense. So the only thing we can change is we can come up with the headers. For example, product availability can be this header, reduce wastage can be this, IS2 if you want to talk. So if you give structure, it is easy for the examiner also and easy for us also to organize that for us. And how much time you took for the first inventory management?
I think it took some time. I mean, more than 45 minutes more.
So you have to do this only in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know it took a lot of because I was trying to research also. So it was,
Right, I understand. So it looks, the way you have written the answer, it looks a very good quality. But in the exam, you don't need to run for so much of quality. We don't have time. The quality will be defined based on the time also. So we need to be quick. Ideally, all these points, let's say now the same topic come in the exam, you don't need to think. Within 2 minutes, you should have the answer ready in your mind. And third or fourth minute, you should start writing. And this is for everyone. And one thing you can do it to make it easier is come up with the headers first. So it's easy to elaborate, because if you just have things in our mind, when we are starting, we have a different mindset, but during writing, our mindset changes. We want to go one direction, we reach other direction. So it's better to have a proper structure.
So what we should focus on basically?
You should have the headers ready. For example, you can plan the answer. First, read the question, understand the question clearly. Then you should have your answer ready in the mind. Then based on that, let's say I'll write 4 paragraphs. 1 paragraph on IS2, 1 paragraph on reduce wastage, one paragraph on product availability,
Hmm.
and maybe another paragraph on how to optimize or how to use technology.
Hmm.
That becomes a header. Now, once you start, you should never deviate. I'll write only these 4 points. That's it.
Hmm.
Now, your only focus is how to elaborate it. That's it.
Because sometimes your thoughts start deviating basically.
Definitely. Because what we are thinking now, and it's natural, it happens with me and everyone. We are talking one thing, and if we don't have a plan, and after 30 minutes, we are into a different world altogether.
Correct.
So, we should know our end goal, what we are trying to do.
Hmm.
Therefore, headers are important. Yes, Rakesh.
Visma, I've not written anything, but I just want to understand.
Yeah,
So in
please.
this particular question, the question was asked for inventory management, right?
Yes.
So do you think we need to provide the technique of inventory management, just-in-time approach, FIFO-LIFO method, then EOQ, economic of order quantity?
Right. So technically, this was, open and I just put the question. In exam, it will be more close-ended. You'll have specific points. So that time, I believe maybe or maybe not, depending on the question. But if you mention, we have nothing to lose.
Okay, so this type we need to mention, and based on that, our intention is to reduce waste and and efficiently use that inventory and to get more profit, right?
Yeah,
Means,
main thing is don't go out of inventory. Because what happens in e-commerce, you might have experience, we all might have experience. When we like something at a good price, we want to go and, take it to the cart and it says out of order or unavailable. But it's showing on the website, but you're not able to buy. So it looks sometimes unethical. Company should have removed from the website. Why they are showing us something if they can't sell? And why that problem comes in? Because they are not taking care of the supplies. They have a demand, but supply is not being taken care of. Does that
okay.
make sense?
I mean,
Now, if you go to the second question, it was about logistics. The biggest problem of e-commerce company is what? The when the returns are happening. That we need to highlight. But we'll go to the question. When strategies can or what strategies can Resett use to reduce shipping cost, improve delivery items, and enhance customer satisfaction? I have not put about returns, but I was assuming that is also part of it. Okay. So the same thing. So we can, highlight some of that. Again, IFRS was not required, but if you have put in, it's fine. Okay. Resett Logistic Network currently relies on third-party deliver refurbished. I represent the companies already used EVs for part of the deliveries. Did they mention this EV in the pre-scene? Santhan?
It is there in the pre-scene.
Okay.
EB they mentioned in the pre-scene.
Okay. Thank you. Leases might apply if Resett wants warehouse or transport. I mean, it's not mandatory to do a lease or lease versus buy. Or maybe we can say if you are holding too much of inventory, you might need a factory or not a factory, warehouse. But again, the products what we are selling is small in size, so it should not be a major problem.
But if Resett is renting warehouse, then the leases might apply, right?
If we are renting to others or we are renting from others.
Yeah, it is not mentioned in the pre-scene about that, whether they're renting or what.
I believe we should own at least some part of it because we are into business for a very long time. We are enjoying good profits.
Yeah, but it's not clear on the pre-scene.
Yes, I understand. Makes sense. Reduce shipping cost. Resett can negotiate volume-based contract with courier partner and consolidate shipments where feasible, integrating real-time courier APIs with order management system can automatically assign the most cost-effective carrier per region. So we cannot depend on one logistic company. Secondly, we have to see what is the major problem with logistic company. I think I gave you an example of a company called First Cry in India. So First Cry is a company, they were focusing on children's clothing, a branded clothing for children. So in India, we don't have a branded clothing for children, just born technically, less than 2 years, less than 1 year kids. So they started that, and they were first online, they later on they came offline. So it was another business model, because traditionally it's offline first, then companies go online. But anyways, so the point of discussion here is, when they started, they were having a lot of problem with the logistics, because no company was reliable or doing in a shorter time. So they started their own logistic company, and that logistic company got so much business from other businesses. That logistic company became a unicorn first, a very big successful first, then the First Cry. So what it shows the problem, and especially the problem that is with the delivery. So going forward, I am thinking, why can't we have a strategic partnership with the logistic company? We don't need a big fancy company. We can take a medium sized company who is having good connections, who is good in the last mile, and we can help them with the technology. Some company which is reliable. What do you think? That can be one of the approach we can follow. If you don't want to do that, then we can have multiple companies to deal with. But remember, companies have struggle. We have another example of what's that company name? Last time we discussed another e-commerce platform in India. I'm just forgetting its name, but they also struggle because they were depend on the third part. Snapdeal. I was talking about Snapdeal. Yeah. So Snapdeal, they were doing good in the start, but again, if they compare to Amazon, Amazon is successful because they have their own logistics. So technically, if you're running an e-commerce business, the logistic is a core part. It's not a threshold. It's not something we can depend on others, isn't it? Because customers won't wait. They're excited. If you ask them to wait for a week, I think they can cancel also, isn't it? We need to give it quick. We need to give cash on delivery option. In fact, some companies in clothing, they have went to the extent that people can try, and if they don't like, after 1 week they can return. So this, some ideas also you can put in here. Then to reduce shipping costs, Resett can negotiate volume-based contract with the courier partners and consolidate shipments where feasible. Integrating real-time courier APIs with order management system can automatically assign the most effective carrier per region. Furthermore, introducing regional micro fulfillment centers or third-party logistics could reduce last mile distance, particularly in high density rates. Right. This we can do, or otherwise we can also contact them and say, you should have some dedicated team for us. If we can't own them, at least we should have a strategic partnership. Otherwise, if they just treat us with like any other client, no, that is not going to work. Improving deliveries times require data-led route optimization, inventory placement strategy, so use of proper maps and everything. Customer satisfaction will also be enhanced through greater transparency and communication between real-time parcel tracking, proactive delay notifications, and flexible delivery options. Yes. Or we can do like Amazon. You know what they are doing? If it takes 3 days to deliver something, they'll mention 5 days. Then they deliver in 3 days. So in case it delay, they are on time. And if it is on time, then it's before time. So customers are happy. Then EV part, green logistic and all may be important, but remember, we are not a listed business. We are not raising money from outside. So companies are not concerned, to be honest. I don't think this will be our question, because in practical world, only listed business and big companies are talking about EV. Do you think small and medium companies will have so much to think? Not really. Yes, Rakesh.
So, Misbah, as you given an example, Amazon. So how Amazon is doing 1 day delivery, because if you are subscribed to Amazon, so same way that can give an edge for Resett also when somebody avail that subscription so that the delivery partner also get benefited. Because if you want an immediate or express delivery, you can pay extra, so we can deliver it one day. So that kind of logic strategy can be used here.
So you are saying we should also deliver in one day?
Yeah, depends if customer is able to pay the extra for if they require the data, that particular laptop, you see immediately. So there is an option that if you want an express delivery, pay extra so that you can get that product immediately in one day delivery.
I mean, that's possible. The problem is to do that one day delivery is very difficult. To promising is fine. For example, I was, doing some research previously in logistic business. So one company, they are delivering the in 24 hours. They say called, so-called promise to do in 24 hours. But how it works, they are taking orders until 3 a.m. Okay, in the night. And technically, the team is the night shift is employees are working till the morning to do all the packaging. And as soon as the new shift comes in the morning, they just take the package and deliver. So now if somebody gives the order tonight, they'll get tomorrow morning or tomorrow after. So we need a dedicated team, and it will be too risky to do that because we don't have an expertise, and we have to do at very big level. Amazon can do because they have a lot of resources. I don't think we can invest so much of resources. And in this case, 1 or 2 days should not make a lot of difference. Or maybe we can do some questionnaires to our clients. Will they be ready to happy to save one day? I don't think so, because things are expensive, and that will be over promising. If you give to customer, they'll take it happily. But do you think it's sustainable for us? Maybe in some cities, some places possible, but what about other areas? And we cannot afford to have multiple warehouses. That can also affect our business model. But Amazon is again doing it because they have the warehouses, and they promise for the goods again, which is commonly available in all their warehouses, irrespective of the cities, because they have all the data. They know what kind of clothing, what kind of food, what kind of items is required, even in electronics. Clear? So, Santhan, one point is missing here about returns. Very important.
About
Return, if customer returns it. So make sure we write one para on that also. Okay. I hope everyone is following this. This is for everyone. Okay. Now the third question is about relationship. Supplier relationship. Just 1 second. Let me read the exact question. How can Resett build stronger relationship with the suppliers to negotiate better prices, improve product quality, and reduce lead times? So when we are starting the answer, you can say, managing supplier is a key to our business, or a supplier is a key stakeholder in our business model in Resett. So we need to make sure we have proper strategies to manage that, or a proper approach to manage that. Then you can put a paragraph heading, then explain it. For example, sourcing from multiple channels. Okay, that can be an header. So corporate client replacing IT equipment, retailers offloading surplus stock, and individuals selling used devices. This relationship are fundamental to ensure a constant supply of quality inventory. Currently, sourcing can be opportunistic depending on ad hoc availability. Yes. So this opportunity can be for us also, but for them as well. But imagine the supply is less. They can also become opportunistic and try to charge higher prices. Yeah. So here you can also mention, instead of being too much opportunistic with some of the players, we can build a partnership, a strategic alliance. How we are doing with the logistic companies, no? Here also we can invest in it. For example, if we have warehouse, give them warehouse space. If we have certain technology, give them technological support. Try to make them exclusive for us, or if not exclusive, at least we should get first preference. How we can get first preference from the supplier, or what is the supplier problem usually? Think like a supplier. What do you think will have a problem? in B2B business, what is the major problem?
Maybe a receivable issue from the supplier point of view.
Yes. So companies don't pay in cash; they pay in credit, and sometimes the credit is like 60 days. Even it can go up to 90 days. That is the problem. Imagine we are giving them on time, or maybe a little bit of advance also. Don't you think we can build a very strong relationship with just prompt payments or early payments? Because in business, cash flow is very important, and every business is prioritizing cash flow. In fact, we can give advance also. We can give them on time as soon as it is delivered. These small changes, then investing for them, their business to grow. That can also be a good strategy. To achieve this, the research should move from transactional buying to strategic supplier partnership. Yeah, this is a good point. This involves developing long-term contracts with key corporate and retail partners who can commit to regular bulk disposals by guaranteeing minimum purchase volume. This is again a very good point. We have to gain their confidence. How we can gain the confidence? By giving them minimum purchase volume. Good point. Research can negotiate lower per unit price and first refusal right on premium lots. Okay, that's a good point again. SRM software can formalize. IFRS 9. 5 instruments applies to supplier payables and any contracts with payment terms. If Resett agrees to pay suppliers later or gets volume discount, this term needs to be measured at their true cost using amortized cost. Also IFRS 7. Financial instruments disclosure requires Resett to show the risk around supplier credit or later payments if there are possible disputes or penalties. IAS 37 provisions. Okay. Finally, improving product quality requires performance evaluation metrics defect. This is fine. Under management theory. One thing we can add only one improvement, otherwise his answer is really good. You can give an example from the industry. Yes. I hope you guys are spending some time on the website and the news, what is happening in the industry. Currys.com, then Best Buy, then Amazon. Amazon also have that second-hand thing, right? So focus some time on there. And if you feel like some company is doing, just give that as an example. That will add more weightage. Maybe it can give us one extra marks also. Overall, good job, Center. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Hassan, can you share the screen? Or you guys want me to share the screen? Then I can just quickly download all of that. I have not downloaded.
Yes, please. You can share.
Just one second.
Actually, I'm logging from the mobile.
Okay, no problem. I hope you can see at least.
Yep.
Okay. Three more docs. Sandan, I hope you understood, right? You went silent.
No, I understand.
Just a small changes. Your writing style is good, and obviously we don't need to change anybody's style. This is a very short time for all of this. IFRS you have written. I'm very happy with that because that's where the students struggle, and you have a good grip on that. However, it is required when they specifically ask you. Usually, if it is an IFRS question, they won't mix with the other thing too much. And if it is like focusing on E2 and the strategy, they will not ask about IFRS.
Okay.
Hassan, this is your answer, right?
Yes.
Inventory manage, how Resett optimize inventory levels. Again, a small intro is missing for everyone. Give an intro about the thing, just one line to set the pace. Then the headers. Okay.
Okay.
Introduction and header is important. And always answer in paragraphs that you have done it. No need of this one-liners in between.
Okay.
Resett bulk purchase laptops, PCs, and other peripherals is totally depend on what product is available in the market. Problem is that it's not in our hands. Majority of our products are available only if our suppliers like government institute, big organizations want to change their old product. No, this if you are saying this for the demand, you are mixing
Yes.
suppliers. Government is not a suppliers.
Okay.
I understood what you're trying to say, but it's a little confusing to read. Problem is that it's not in our hand. Majority of our products are available only if our suppliers like government or institute, big organizations want to change their old product. So government, big organizations are not our suppliers; they are our customers, right?
Okay. So where we actually purchase these? Actually, all these big organizations, once they want to upgrade their old product, then they will scrap the old ones. So that we purchase from them.
No, we are not purchasing from government, institute, and big organization because I
So
believe.
who is
Yeah, because if you buy from that, it will be like a, total almost like a waste thing. We are buying something which is of decent quality. We are buying from this resellers, who buy in bulk, which is for a decent quality. Imagine we are buying from the government and selling to the government the same thing. Then how the
Mhm.
business will work? I hope everyone is clear with this point. There should not be confusion. We buy new also, we buy as good as new refurbished products. We don't buy anything which is like, very local. Imagine
Yep.
we buy from the same company, do some changes, polishing and give it back to them. They will never take it.
Yeah, got it. Actually, we are purchasing from the retailer also that who are the for the
Retailer, manufacturer, and
yeah.
maybe some
Okay.
products which are used as a demo in the store. That is like
Yeah,
as good
demo.
as new.
Okay then. Yeah, confusion was
So
there.
if
Okay.
we write like this sentence, the entire paragraph is wrong. Just one mistake can cost us the entire question. Be very careful.
Mm-hmm.
So last 5 minutes,
Okay.
we should not type. We should go back and read our point.
Got it.
Yeah. Then only we have to purchase the product from them. Otherwise, there is no open market where we can purchase as we want to manage our inventory. So our stock level will depend on where we can get the inventory and when we can get that. Okay. We haven't much control. So the question is saying how we can manage. Okay. So the
Yes.
language can also be changed, like while managing, we have this problem and this is how we can solve. This question
Mm-hmm.
is expecting a solution. Okay. Like here, you have raised the problem, then the solution. So the answer should be on a positive tone. You can highlight, but make sure we give the solution. So we
Okay.
haven't much control over that if we follow just in time. So if you're just putting JID, don't assume the examiner will know what is JID. It can be anything.
Mm-hmm.
So at least in
Okay.
the bracket you write just in time for the first time. Next time you can put JID. Anything you are using a short form, first put into the first, very clearly in the bracket, what does it mean? Then the next time you can.
Mm-hmm.
Then when customer demand comes, we will be out of stock. We should have sufficient stock level that at least 10 units. Then sales team should list the product to website first. So here, I think they've already mentioned 10 units in the pre-scene, isn't it?
Yep.
So here, we are not adding any value. This is the what part of it. Therefore, it is better to
Mm-hmm.
write a paragraph so we can add value, because we are saying we should have 10. So it's already given in the pre-scene. Question is how
Okay.
we are optimizing inventory levels. So this sentence doesn't tell anything about how we are optimizing the inventory levels.
Mm-hmm.
For example, what you can write is, as we agreed to put 10 units before we are listing on the website, we should make sure that we are not compromising on that level. We should follow our commitment of 10 units, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we should not go in following a just-in-time approach, because here the discount is only available when we buy in bulk. So models
Mm-hmm.
like just-in-time or pull will not work, but we should do in the bulk. That is how we can optimize our inventory, or that is how we can say, or we can maintain our reputation. Their website has a variety of product mix, and we are not just posting something which we don't hold. So reputation also is taken care of. I know your
Okay.
understanding is good, But remember, one mistake can happen with all of the students is when they write. And when we write, we can assume that, okay, other reader will understand. I will understand because I know you. We have been discussed so much. But imagine
Yes.
as an examiner, third person sitting in another corner of the world. He will think, oh, this student doesn't have a good understanding of the business.
Mm.
Ultimately, business matters. You should know the business. Then all these answers you can write. Therefore, in the start also I said, now also I'm saying, think like you are owning the business. You own the Resett.
Okay.
And your communication should be simple and in clear English. No need to be fancy. Okay. As we purchase bulk and we can manage in a way that we have a lot of stock, it should be proper stack. Whenever required, should be easily identified and shipped to customers as time is bigger in today's era. Or you can say in our business, timing is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants their product on time and save time and make sure delivery on the product should be on time. With the logistics team, we should work on proper management of inventory. For that, we can use auto robot system as Amazon using in their storage. So there are a couple of things you have managed. One is bulk, second is on time, third is using of technology. It's better in one paragraph we talk about one topic. Why? This is correct.
Okay.
So let's say the question comes for 40%. So 4 paragraphs, only 4 topics. You have 40 topics in your mind, but no need to talk about all 40 or all 10. Just 4. That's it. Because that's in 15 minutes you can explain only 4 paragraphs and that in detail. So one paragraph can be technology, one paragraph can be logistics, one paragraph can be, we need to continue buying in bulk. More bigger purchase than what we are doing. If you're buying 100 units, buy 500 units, like that. So give.
If I have to put like that, then I have to write 5-4 lines for each paragraph. Then
Yes.
the problem
Yes.
is that I
Right. Why that problem comes in? Because we are not thinking and we are not trying to go in deep. For example, logistic. Okay. Logistic partners becomes heading. Everyone, please listen. This is very important. Logistic partner. Okay. Now, what is logistic? How logistic will help us? Why partnership is important? Then an industry exam. If you focus on this for what, why, how, maybe when also, then you can answer. Let's say logistic partner, you say, so the first sentence is logistic plays a key role in our business because we are completely online business. Resett dependency on logistic is very important because it will be a point of contact of a customer and it will give them the feel of a brand. So when the delivery partner is going, they are not representing them. The customer is seeing a Resett person because in their mind, they won't think is a third party who's delivering. What is their mindset? Resett is delivering, right? So how they deliver, when they deliver, how they treat the customers, they are not throwing the products outside the door, keeping it properly, or actually handing them in hand. That's better because expensive products, right? That matters. That's the first point you can mention. Second is we need to see what is the wait period, what is the industry average in our country, L-land, lamb-land, whatever. If it is 3 days, we need to make sure that we are also within 3 days, ideally 2.5 days. Therefore, other thing logistic is important. And next thing is the logistic companies. Usually the small and medium companies, they face a lot of competition from the bigger companies. They can go out of business and bigger companies might not support us so much. So it's a balance we need to make with the medium companies and our bigger companies. Plus, as we just discussed with the Santan question, like we need to make a strategic investment with them. Ideally, we should have, going forward, Resett can have our own logistic business. That's the only way we can survive and succeed in this. Otherwise, Amazon will eat us, There is no point. Because Amazon can compete us in, you can put this example what I'm saying. Otherwise, bigger players like Amazon can kill our competition completely because they have more resources, they have their own logistics, they have better e-commerce platform, they have everything better than us. Done 4-5 paragraphs. We have to go in deep. Just one sentence will not give us good marks. We don't need to give generalize. Because if you go in deep, then only you are giving a real value to the reader. Same thing happened in SCS. I was talking to one guy, I said how our company can improve. So he's saying that invest in technology and become more innovative. Is that the answer? We'll get 0 mark for that line. 0. Because I said you have to go in depth. What kind of technology? What kind of innovation? Because they have given you the pre-scene, they have given you the industry. You cannot give generalized answer. And another thing is we should limit our thoughts. 30%, 40%, only 4 topics I will talk about. But I will go in deep. 4 top topics you can take, which is according to you. For you, 4 can be different. For me, it can be different. For others, it can be different. Clear?
Yes.
Everyone is clear? Sri, Rakesh, Santhan, Marshall,
Yes, Mr. Format.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Dhanu, you have joined just now. Dhanu, we are discussing the question we shared on the group. Okay. We'll discuss your answer also. I hope you can hear me. Then the next point. Yeah, for an inventory team should be capable enough to quickly categorize the product in 4 main categories like new, as new, category A and B. And if minor repair and maintenance required, should timely be done and make sure product is available to sell in minimum time after purchase. So this paragraph makes sense, but again, half of the information is repeated from the pre-sheet. So we need to make it more effective. You can say we should have a proper SOPs, standard operating procedures in place so that everything is done in efficient and timely manner. That's it. So in half a sentence, you can give all the information. Remember, one writing skill that is important for you in CIMA and I believe in life in general at work, you should be able to give more information in less words. And the best way to see that example is newspapers. If you see the top newspapers, they give you just 1 paragraph and a lot of information. Imagine the same thing we need to write. Maybe a normal person will write in 3-4 paragraphs.
Mhm.
Isn't it? So that thing. Again, we have to add our value. We don't need to repeat what is there in the pre-scene. So here, your values, you are saying it should be timely done and make sure product is available for sale in minimum time after purchase. That is 1 line you have added. So you can, add another sentence on that. But overall, the answer is correct. It is going in the right direction, but it needs improvement.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to the second task, why we are sharing in the group, I hope everyone is comfortable because we can learn from our mistakes and we can learn from other mistakes also. And obviously others, good point also we can take. So like this, we'll get different variety. Okay, logistics. What strategies can Resett use to reduce shipping cost, improve delivery times, and enhance customer satisfaction? So 3 things. Shipping. If this question come exactly what you should do, make 1 heading for shipping cost, make another heading for delivery time, make another heading for customer satisfaction. 3 heading. If it is 40%, maybe 1 conclusion. Done. In 1 paragraph only, I'll write about shipping, nothing else. So like this, we should make smart thing. Okay. As we are using third-party logistics service for customer delivery, we can negotiate with the shipping company or can find new supplier who can ship the same product at a lower price. It is not called a supplier because I know what you are thinking. It's supplying to the customer, but it's confusing.
Okay.
A new delivery partners, because for us, are they supplier?
Yeah.
For us, they are not supplier, isn't it? Because if you look at the supply chain, they come after us.
Mhm.
They are the delivery partners. For us, suppliers is
It will become under vendor category. I'm thinking about
say a
all
vendor.
companies. Yeah.
So
Okay.
this way, word supplied can be a little bit confusing for the reader.
Got it.
This way we can reduce shipping cost. But remember, every time we should not just talk about reducing cost and all. Or even if you are mentioning, make sure you mention we reduce the cost without compromising the quality. Try to put
Okay.
these words.
Mhm.
Reducing cost is possible, But if you compromise on the quality, or the same thing can write, Resett has built brand with hard work and dedication and following our values for last 4 decades. So just because to save certain costs, we cannot compromise on the quality. Having said that, we cannot pay higher than the industry average. We need to make sure we get something which is cost effective without compromising our quality and brand. Like this, you can use words.
Okay.
Or we can create feasibility if we open our own logistic company where we provide services to others and ship our new products to customers. Maybe this way we can reduce shipping cost. Maybe this can be an example. It's a good example and this is important. But you can say in the long term, that should be an idea. First, we do a partnership, understand the business, then acquire that business. We have a lot of funds, we can buy a medium company at least. Why I'm not using the word small companies here? Because it's a very big or very complex business. Logistic is one of the most complex business. Excuse me. We can improve delivery time faster by providing prime services to customers. Like we can give monthly subscription where we can charge some fee for the third for that, and against that fee we can provide the same revenue next delivery. This is fine, but do you think it's possible in our business? Why anybody will pay a monthly subscription? Do you think people buy phone or laptop on monthly basis? Do you think it will work?
No.
Yes, Rakesh.
Misbah, in the current scenario, yes, people do take laptops on rent.
On rent.
Yeah. Laptop on rent means on LinkedIn. I saw multiple times. The person means if you want to start a business, there is a huge investment. So you get into contract and get the laptop on rent.
Right.
Multiple things.
Yeah.
So for a startup, that can be helpful. Starting a business with low investment, and if Resett can help them to set up the business, it will be really helpful, right?
But the question here is, Rakesh, even if they're taking for lease, how monthly subscription will help them?
So that's the revenue. See, if I sell that laptop for let's say $1,000, let's say, and if I'm giving a monthly lease of $15 or say $50, so that will be my recurring revenue, service revenue, rather than my selling a hardware revenue.
Right. I got the point, but there is some miscommunication here. I believe what he is trying to say is to take subscription not for the use of the product, but for delivery only.
Okay. Sorry. Then I got it wrong.
Yeah, but your point is also very valid. We went to some new area, but that's great. We can do a leasing business also. That's really good option. So we have our product also, and we get a different source of revenue also. So subscription just for the service of delivery, I don't think is a very good idea. Looking at our business model. Yes.
Our mostly customers are the big companies and organizations. So their requirement laptop and PCs are more than individual. So every time, like if I give the example of my company, so we are purchasing 50, 100 laptops every month. So if we are providing them the service for the fastest delivery, then they are happy to pay, I think so, for the monthly subscription or the minimum fee.
They will be happy to pay. In fact, instead of giving monthly subscription, we can just charge them when we are delivering. Because why I'm saying is every month we will not deliver them, isn't it? They will not have requirement every month.
Okay, you can say.
Or what else? Or maybe what else can be a different way to ask for a revenue, or maybe create a revenue if you are doing a faster service, because we have to pay for it if it is faster, and we want customer to pay. So why customer will pay? This question to everyone. How we can make customer pay a little extra for a faster delivery? Any ideas? Can you guys think of?
So can you just repeat the question? When I got it, but just repeat so that I can understand better.
Yeah, Rakesh, I am saying we want to give better service to the customer. Let's say we are delivering in 3 days now, and we want to bring it down to 2 days. Okay, and now it's an extra cost, and we are thinking that the customer should pay for it because our margins are already tight. We are in second hand. We can't, mark up the prices. So why
Okay.
they will pay?
So, what I can think of, it's just a good deal. And plus, if they want it, it is a limited edition, then they have to pay, right? If you show that it is a limited in supply.
Okay, so we'll have some products, let's say 4 to 5% maximum. Specific model is there, specific model phone, specific laptop.
Yeah, because so fear of loss, that particular product will get more importance, and we get more customers ready to pay extra. Plus, if the current product is giving some extra premium thing, definitely customer will likely to pay that, and they don't want to lose this deal.
Right.
So product differentiation.
Yeah, that is possible. For a small number of products we can do. What else?
Plus, if we can give an offer that yeah, means you get some kind of coupon for a future buying, and that is a deal, just an advertisement deal where they don't want to miss that particular offer, so they might pay. So how Swiggy does it? When we order, Swiggy gives you an future order discount coupon. So if you do it two club together, then you get that coupon. So people, yeah, they think yes, I've been regular purchaser, so I can get that deal, paying little extra.
Right. Possible. Then the third one, you go direct. Supply relationship. Yeah, Hassan, can you read? I'll just take 1 minute break. Then I'll read. Can you read for now?
Okay.
Or you can just,
We can
I mean, you
read
don't need to
from
read exactly, but you can just tell what was your mindset, why you wrote this point, because we can see what you have
okay.
written in case. Yeah.
Mhm. Actually, in first point, I want to try to say that what's the contractual obligation we have to fulfillment that. So we have to pay cash and all these things on time, and all the deliveries should be on the time. So if we will fulfill that contract obligation, then definitely our repo will build in the market, and that repo it will help us in the future. So as we have 40 year of the uh, in service in the industry, so that is also help us in this way. Then in this way, we have a strong relationship with the suppliers, so they will provide us in future orders also. Second paragraph, that improve product quality. So how we improve product quality by best product. So we have to provide the best product to the customer. Like our inventory department is the main responsible for the refurbishment and the packaging. So packaging should be better, and we have a fragile product, so it should not be broken during the delivery. So it should be reached to the customer with the safe and sound. So this is I'm trying to say in this paragraph.
Okay, so this is fine. Just need to again the same thing I would say, instead of giving a lot of ideas, few ideas and going in detail.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, there is very less we can do to improve the quality. It's more about we are using better software, data is being deleted, and the delivery is done better. And if certain repairs are required, we are doing in the good quality. All of that. Okay, makes sense. No, I hope this thing is making sense, right?
Yeah, it's good. From this point, it's good. We are learning because a different perspective from everybody now.
Great. So we'll go to maintenance answer now. Because there are very common mistakes we all make, and obviously the writing style and that thing will also improve if we practice this.
Yeah, we
And
need to understand where exactly we are going wrong
yes,
more than being correct because that is more important.
yes, that is more important. So if you just avoid the common mistakes, we are into a better position. This is easy. We just need 52 marks, 52% to pass.
Yeah, because
Basic exams are very easy.
being more critical is more important because then we understand, okay, this is where we need to work up basically.
Yes. Now, if we discuss, everything looks very easy, but when we write, we have a lot of unnecessary thoughts coming up, and that is, taking away from the main topic. Like in our case, most of us know the business now, but when we are writing, we are not able to communicate that. That communication is important, and that written communication is even important. Okay. Mascarenas, are you there? Hello?
Hello. Yeah, I'm there actually.
Yes, I hope you can hear me. So, what was your mindset when you write this? How much time you took? What any particular issue you faced during writing?
Yeah,
Tell
to
me honestly.
complete the overall actually, it took me this one more than 2 hours actually. But this is on the first question I could able to complete this one quickly actually, like not quickly. It took me this one 45 minutes nearly. Then the second, third this one took me a little longer. But I could manage like in brief, but to elaborate in more, it took me more than 2 hours.
Right. So, one thing we need to do is try to do in the time. Don't take
Yeah,
more time. Whatever you do in that time. Let's say
yeah,
45 minutes deadline, 1 hour deadline, whatever you can. Secondly, don't
right,
try for perfection. Neither in the
yeah,
sessions, what we are doing, neither in the exam. Perfection is a trap because they are giving less time. Just see in the real world, when we are taking this many big decisions in 15 minutes, it's impossible, right? Nobody's doing.
correct.
But at least we are not writing and doing everything in 15 minutes. So this is an exam. We don't need to be perfect. Don't think I'm using a very good fancy English words, very organized. Just basic headers, try to explain. That's it. I remember in my own exam, I'll be honest, there was some spelling mistakes. I wanted to do it, but I didn't do it because I was out of time. Few spelling mistakes, I wanted to correct it, but it went like this, and still the result was positive. So perfection is not required because you are being tested against the time. Okay. So next time, if you are
Right.
doing questions, do within that time. Even if it is half done, is fine. Next time, a paragraph will add it. Next time, your typing speed will improve. That is important. Okay. Apart from the time, how about the task? Do you get thoughts directly, or you are thinking too much to write? What is your understanding of the business, your business? Reset.
Ye- uh, uh, yeah, I got the thoughts quickly. I like this one immediately actually. It didn't take me this much time. Yeah, And this one, I didn't go much into this one, the whole pre-scene. I just went into this one, the initial points you have shared. On those, I tried to expand more and more, more and more actually on this one, my answers.
Okay, okay. And you've written everything on your own, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So inventory and effective inventory management is essential to balance product availability with cost efficiency. That's a good start. So as the company operates in fast-moving environment with similar business model, computers, adequate market research necessary before sourcing the inventory. Due to the change in the technologies, holding excess inventory would harm the working capital. By forecasting the customer demand in the market, Resett, you can say the Resett or you can say we, because we are one, right? It's internal communication.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should source the inventory keeping in mind any customer's dissatisfaction for running out of the inventory. Very good point. I like this. It's really good. This only thing is header is missing and the introduction is missing, which is missing with everyone. That's not a problem. So you should write 1 or 2 sentences of intro and header. Header here can be effective management because you have considered few points. That is fine. Then to optimize inventory level, Resett should engaging sourcing device from multiple suppliers such as manufacturer, retail, corporate clients. Sourcing from corporate clients. Again, it can be confusing, or we can just say businesses. This will reduce the
Right.
dependency on the limited suppliers. I think we are already doing this. Don't we? Okay.
Yeah.
It is ideal to adopt just-in-time approach to provide flexibility for cash flow to update on its website and when the product is available for sale. By integrating the company to the online platform will provide the accurate inventory level in order to reduce the risk of running of items. It will assist in avoiding customers. So this point is repeated. Here you have said dissatisfaction.
Yeah.
And again you are repeating here. Inventory
Yes,
level and all. Not required. Then to reduce waste, research should focus on upgrading and refurbishing the electronic device to add life to used devices. Otherwise, those devices would have been scrapped. By doing so, Resett will continue in reducing the waste and carbon emission. Devices that cannot be refurbished or should be recycled through certified e-warranty partner. Okay. Maybe add another thing. In a paragraph, try to write at least 4 sentences. 5 is ideal, but at least 4 sentences.
Yeah.
For example, you can add a sentence why a certified e-partner is beneficial. You can say if it is done with certified, it will create more surety, because when it comes to the used products, the main concern of the client is the genuine, right? Whether it is original or duplicate, or whether it is actually what they're promising. Then level of inventory is the same thing. How many paragraphs you have written? 1, 2, 3, 4. So some points are being repetitive, firstly. Secondly, the quantity can be a little bigger in this third paragraph. Otherwise, it's fine. And the pointers can be more specific, but now we don't have a scenario. In hopefully few days time, I'll give you the actual mocks. We are working on mocks, okay? So that time the same thing will apply on the mock. Maybe next weekend we can do one actual mock also. Yeah. Then what strategies Resett can use to reduce shipping cost and improve delivery times? Resett logistic operations will play a very crucial role in maintaining customer satisfaction in the first fast-paced environment, and also in controlling shipping cost. Reduce cost. Resett should negotiate bulk contract with third-party logistic company. 1 second. The thing here is we can go out of words very easily. I think all of you guys have not spent good time in research of industry, and I have given the industry analysis. You have to read that also, and from that go to their website, go to that thing, you'll get ideas. Because if you're just limited, we'll go out of quantity, we'll go out of words, then we have to repeat it. Why? Because we don't have much knowledge about the industry or the business. So please spend daily 15-20 minutes on the business research, Go to website, go to just news, what is happening here. Okay, to improve delivery time, Resett should ensure that they employ professional and skilled staff in managing customer and as well as in providing delivery to customers. To minimize the time on delivery, Resett should consider inventory segmentation, such as fast moving, high demand in their warehouse as per the market demand. And integrated inventory management will allow the warehouse and sales team to have real time inventory tracking and meeting the timely customer demands. Keeping in mind the time delivery leaves. So here for shipping cost, you can talk about technology as one header. You can talk about training as another header. Then strategic partnership with the logistic that you have already mentioned, I believe. Then professionally trained skill. Okay, the answer is correct. But 2 hours for this, impossible. You know, these are very small. Sometimes in one task, you will have these 3 questions. So in 45 minutes, you are answering this.
Yeah.
So speed need to be improved. We don't need to take time to think. Within 2 to 3 minutes, you should decide, or maximum 5 minutes, you should have your answer ready in the mind. At least 50%. When you write, you'll get another 50%. The flow of thoughts will come when you start writing it. You'll not get 100% clarity, okay? Don't wait to get 100% clarity to write. This is for everyone. If you have 50% clarity in your mind, put certain headers, then start writing. Another 50% clarity you'll get when you're writing. Then building strong relationship with the suppliers. A strong supplier relationship is very important to Resett models of business is sourcing high quality products at the competitive price. To achieve this, Resett need to engage continuously with the manufacturer, retail and corporate clients to ensure the items is and when available for sales and the price. Internal stakeholders, okay, can negotiate long-term contract that will only provide price stability. So if the price goes up, who will do that? Or sometime, you know, we can also think of a fixed price contract kind of thing, you know. If you're getting international suppliers, that time we might have to think about foreign exchange risk and everything might also come up. Then we need to have a treasury department who takes care of that currency risk. Then placing the bulk order, Resett can avail good discount and bigger volume of quantities. But the bulk we are talking about, remember, what is the definition of bulk? Imagine we are buying in bulk and the demand of that product is not and nobody is buying it. Then it will become a big liability for us, right?
Right.
So we are mentioning buying in bulk, but make sure buying it bulk, but the right quantity. So we need data, we need information. What kind of product is in demand? Let's say we are buying iPhone 6, iPhone XR, you know, that is like outdated. Maybe nobody is ready to buy for it. So we should have some information what people are buying. Are you guys aware that we can buy information from companies like Amazon? They give you data. They'll give you data like in certain area what kind of products have been sold and how much is the price. Obviously not everything, but they can give us a decent amount of data. So we can purchase data from them. Then we can purchase data from Google. Because here we'll know what kind of products people are searching. We can know what kind of product people are buying new. It can also give an, for example, now iPhone 17 is launched. That means iPhone 16 price is down. So a lot of people must be waiting for 17 to launch, not to buy 17, but to buy 16, isn't it? So the cost goes down. So this gives a hint. Okay, 16 is in demand. Now we'll buy bulk of iPhone 16. You're getting the point. That is how smartly we'll do. Information is very important. One wrong information, we are in loss, and one good information, we are making a good margin. I hope it makes sense. Then, as the primary concept of business is to bring overstocked, used, and refurbished items into market instead of disposing of them by adding value through upgrading, refurbishing, improving cosmetic conditions, and securely deleting previous data. These products become more reliable and appealing to customers. The buying and inventory management department should continuously focus on maintaining optimal inventory levels to prevent overstocking and to avoid tying up working capital, inventory. Okay. Maybe a conclusion can also work in the exam question, but it's fine. Overall, the answers are good, my friends, but the time is the only challenge. And another thing is
Yeah.
repetition of the information.
Yeah.
But good writing. I like it. Then we have done for Hassan, Santan, Mascanas. I will do for Dhanu. MCS task 3. Dhanu, you can put in chat if you cannot talk. As you said, you're not well. You guys can make notes. You know what I'm saying and what we are discussing, what you're learning from others' answer. To do and to not to do. Don't be overconfident that you will remember. And maybe we'll not discuss this same question again. We don't have time. We have a lot of other topics. And you can put this in your own Excel sheet, in the corner somewhere. So before going to the exam, you can revise it. Your own notes is very, very, very important. Dhanu, this is yours, right? Task, MCS task. Next time, maybe you can put a name on the file also. Okay. Resett currently buys product in bulk from different suppliers and resellers, then refurbish and sell them. This approach helps them. It helps us, not them. We are not outside. Get better price and build trust, but also means they hold a lot of stock that can lead to high storage cost, more risk of product becoming outdated, and pressure on cash flow. So managing inventory properly is really important. This is an introduction. Okay, it's a really good introduction, but I believe it can be into just 2 sentences. No need of 3, because I don't know if you can get marks for this. Maybe 1 mark. That's it, because we are repeating the information. This is just to set the tone. We don't need to repeat completely in detail what we are doing, because remember, it is internal communication. One of the best way to improve this is by using data analytics, by looking at what sells fast and what doesn't. Resett can plan better. It can help them focus on products that are in demand, avoid buying items that are close to becoming obsolete. Very good point. This is what I was saying in the previous thing. All of you can add this point. This means less waste, fewer write-offs, and happier customers, because the right products are available when needed. Okay. Another area to work is on refurbishment process. If Resett can shorten the time it takes to inspect, repair, clean, and test product, these products can move to storage faster on the website for sales. Standardizing the process, keeping spare parts ready, and providing fast selling items will really help them. Very good point, Dhanu. Just one suggestion: the previous paragraph and this, add 1 more sentence at least. It's too short. You have a lot to talk about in this. Spare parts quality. Instead of saying and, you can make an entire sentence. Add more value to that. They should also bring in proper inventory management system. This can track stock levels. You can look at the red flags. It's time consuming. I know you have to type a little faster. Therefore, I ask all of you in the start, how is your typing speed? We still have time, almost 1 month. Type. When I did my case study, I don't recommend that, but if you have extra time, I was typing the pre-scene itself. I thought of reading the pre-scene, but I said, instead of reading, I need to improve my typing speed. And I was not working that time, so I have enough time. I used to type it. I typed the pre-scene itself a couple of times. My typing speed also improved, and the business model also become like, very, very fresh. It's still fresh in my mind. It's been years now. So you can try that. That will help. Instead of writing anything else, type the pre-scene, or type the answer. You can see and type. That's not a problem. Then they should bring in proper inventory management system. Okay, even though Resett mainly buys in bulk, staying closely connected with suppliers will help them plan them purchase better, knowing when suppliers. Okay, so we have got couple of points which you can answer if any question comes with the inventory. I hope you will be very happy if an inventory question comes in. Usually it will come 30 to 40, and 3 to 4 points are ready for you. What you have written and what you are seeing from others answer also. You can just write the same to same point. You can copy paste almost. Okay. Now, second one is logistics. Logistics plays a big part in Resett success since everything is sold online. Fast and reliable delivery matters a lot to customers. If deliveries are slow or shipping costs are high, it directly affects customer satisfaction and profit. Yes, customer satisfaction is important, and plus the companies, again I am going back to Amazon again every time, because they have disrupted this e-commerce industry, to be honest. So when someone is disrupting, they are setting the standard, they are ruling this world, and we have to come closer to them to survive. Otherwise customer will never come to us. It will become very difficult. One smart move would be to negotiate better rates with courier companies through bulk contracts. Again, the same point I would say, we are talking about better rate, discount and everything. Make sure we are not compromising the quality. One best way to just reduce prices, go to a cheaper option. But the cheaper option might reduce the quality also. Then to make delivery faster, Resett can give customers the option to pick delivery slots or offer extended delivery hours. Having multiple courier partners or small fulfillment hubs in key areas could also help reduce delivery time. Then route optimization software is another easy win. Planning the shortest, fastest routes save both time and money. On top of that, real-time tracking lets customers see what their package is. Then sustainability. So one thing very important, Dhanu, is you are just trying to put in one sentence. This will not actually help. We need to go in detail. Okay. So no need to repeat. We discuss this point. Strong relationship. Strong supplier relations are key to Resett business since they are. This is repeated. One way to build strong ties is by signing long-term contracts. Yes, this is an important point, and some of you have already highlighted this. Because you have to think. I told you we have to make a stakeholder list. So when you go to stakeholder list, no, you have all these points ready. Because any supplier, they want long-term commitment. If they are giving long-term commitment, let's say we are getting long-term commitment from certain corporate client. That means we have a fixed cash flow coming in. Then only we can invest in business. If we have a lot of uncertainty, why we will invest? And it will not be profitable or sustainable for us. It will be too risky. Resett should also focus on open communication. Regular checks in with suppliers and sharing files forecast can help them plan the production better, which reduces lead times and keeps stock flowing smoothly. Vendor management, inventory. Yeah, this is good. Another good ideas to work. So we have to limit our ideas, but go in detail. Quality improvement, customer feedback. Lastly, diversifying suppliers and finding new reliable brand give Resett more flexibility. Yes, and we can have a good product mix. We don't need to just keep latest brands. We can give like OnePlus is there. I think there is another brand called was it Nothing or something. Few new brands are also coming up. So we can have just maybe the sales are just 1% of that, but we can have few products so that when the customer comes, they'll say, okay, there is a lot of diversification in the products. But the understanding of the answers were correct. So good job in that. Any question, anybody?
No, it's good.
It's fine, right? Okay. So you can have question about the point. It's not like you have written it. Others also you can have. Now, next is Sri. Resett answers. Sri, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll need your help.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm sharing the screen, but before going to the answer, I want to know how much time you took, what difficulties you get when you're writing. Yeah.
Like before I started, so if the question is inventory management, so I
Yeah.
had 4 to 5 points in mind. So the difficulty I had is how to develop those points. So in that I had some difficulties. Like if I hear it as 1 point, it looks good, but while making it better, it's not getting that good. And I think I took around more than an hour, something like that, but not too much. Like it should be within 1 hour or 1 hour 20. So that's how I took. And
1 hour 20 for this just inventory or the total?
no, the total.
Okay.
Yeah. And also like, I think we need to have some industry ideas too. So which I started like small ideas how these business manage. So I think if we do it in a better way, I think we can add up some examples going further. So I think I'm not sure whether it would help or not. Like, can you tell that like if I can, add industry examples, would that be fine?
In fact, that is very important. I'm saying from the start, industry examples will give us marks.
Okay, yeah.
And two things you guys have to do daily is reading pre-scene. I believe now you can read in 10, 15 minutes. It's done multiple times. And spend around another 20 to 30 minutes what is happening in the industry. Because
Yeah,
one
correct.
problem that can happen is we can go out of words during the exam. Quality is important, but in CIMA exam, quantity is also important. If we just write 2 paragraphs, even if it is so good, will not get enough marks. So for quantity, we need content, and content will get from the industry.
Yeah. And moreover, in this one, I have used a lot of they reset instead of using we. I'll going further.
Read as a
I'll
first person.
correct mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you
Hello?
read, please? Yeah.
You want me to read?
Yeah. Just
Yeah. Yeah. So reset to improve inventory management. They can adopt data analytics, like they can identify which are the goods which is moving fast and slow. And based on that, they can also have some sales mix. So in the sales mix, we can identify that we can rank the products that we have, which is moving better. So by doing so, we can easily identify the least moving products and the least profit that we take out of that product. So we can remove them out of the sales mix. So these things we can easily identify, make the inventory better with this line. So, and also we can go on with predictive analysis, like expect the lifespan of these, the products that we get, like the second hand product, something we used to get the used products. So if we have some better time span on that, we can avoid those avoid these obsolete items.
Right.
And Apple uses, they used to provide warranties for those refurbished stocks as well. So it creates some trust in customers too.
Right. So you can put an example. For example, in the writing, you can say, for example, avoid purchase call. Then you can say, like, for example, one of the company Apple, what they do is they do certification for the refurbished stock. So that adds a lot of value. People are ready to pay a little bit premium on that just for their trust. So reset should also come with the certification and trust.
Okay, yeah. So we have to provide a recommendation as well, or?
Yeah, yes, kind of recommendation you can say.
Okay, yeah.
I think we can just 1 minute. I think Misbah, we can say that like Apple providing certification, we can have Reset providing their own certification, right?
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So the next one is we can shorten the refurbishment cycle. So if we take to refurbish a product which takes around 10 days, if we can make it in 7 days or 8 days, so we can speed up the inventory, like we can move the product slightly faster out of the, the warehouse or something like that. So I think that should be better. So there is a company called Resett. So I went on in the Google and looked out for it. So they use the same type of technique to make sure that they reduce the inventory days.
Right. Good. Share the Gazelle website also on the group. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll do
Everybody
that.
can,
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, sure. So it's an automated inventory management, which will help the movement of stock in real times, so we can understand again from the inventory how the things are moving out. I think it could be slightly repetitive, so I'll make sure that it doesn't get affected.
Right.
I think this line is slightly repetitive. And the next one is we have to maintain close supplier collaborations. By maintaining so, we can have some strong relationship with resellers and manufacturers. So we can also gain some surplus stocks, and we can forecast incoming inventory more accurately and optimize purchase timings and all. So, and also we do have some analysis like which age groups do a lot of get a lot of PCs and other stuffs, and also we can try to guess the timing, like figure out the timing of their purchases as well, which again improves prediction better to identify the demands and trends as well.
Right.
So
For example, like in evening time, people are more online, let's say after 7 p.m. on social media and news. So that's the time where the marketing companies are trying to put their ad on the system. And that's where the companies are charging the highest. Same thing on the weekend, It's like more of Pareto principle. On the weekend, 80% of the sales happen. Right. So we can give deal on less busy time, and we don't need to give a lot of deal on the busy time, because anyways we are getting business.
Yeah. So this is my first.
Makes sense. Good one. The only thing is the timing, I believe. Okay.
Like, what do you mean? Timing in the sense?
You said you took 1 hour 20 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
We need to be faster. That's it. Second thing is
Yeah.
header. The same point I gave for headers, and a little bit of introduction might help.
Okay, sure, 100%. I'll try to make it. So, like, the second question is, 1 second. I'll just
Logistics.
Logistics. Yeah.
It's
So
fine. Not enough exact question. Read it. Yeah.
yeah. So Resett's existing bulk purchasing strategy can be further optimized by negotiating longer term contracts that we can do. So by committing sustained orders, Reset can secure better pricing, priority on stock allocations, more favorable payment terms. Like if we have some better relationship with them, 100% we'll be having some good payment terms as well. So for instance, companies like Back Market have successfully implemented similar strategies like partnering with refurbishers to ensure consistent supply as well. So the next one is building strong relationship with suppliers enables us to work closely on enhancing product quality. And also we can create, ask the customer to provide feedback, and we can analyze on those feedbacks, and we can have some performance metrics, which can again, these are the areas for improvements. So, and collaborations like those Apple and the certified refurbishers demonstrate how joint efforts can lead to higher quality standards and reduced defect rates and all. So these are all the feedbacks that we can get from the customers and improve ourselves. So there is another system called VMI. So allows suppliers to manage inventory levels at Resett's warehouse.
Right.
This approach.
These examples are good what you're using, but I hope we don't need to spend so much time, because it's not possible in every question or every section we have examples ready. If you can get, that is an ideal situation. That will be
So
very
I thought like I can spend some time on this, so I make sure that I gain knowledge, but I go.
What
but
you
while
do
going,
is, make a list of some example, like this for everyone, make a list of 10 to 15 examples from the industry. So wherever it is possible, you can just fit it.
Yeah, I thought like I can at least one line for every ideas that comes through. I can take an example so that going further, I'll remind that during the exam. So I thought like that. So yeah. So providing suppliers with accurate demand forecast and sales data enables them to plan production and shipping schedules more effectively. This proactive approach can lead to shorter lead times and better alignment between supply and demand. So Dell also exemplifies this practice by sharing real-time data with suppliers, allowing for efficient production and planning, timing and delivery as well. And collaborating with suppliers on joint marketing campaigns can be beneficial by promoting new or emerging brands. Like we can partner with new brands, and also we can make sure that we promote their brand as well in our Reset brand. So Reset has some sorry.
That's a very good point. So ideally, we need to work in a situation where it's win-win situation. So what we can do with this brand like Dell, you have mentioned, they can showcase like they are working for longevity of their products, or it's like sustainability. Because if we don't do it, it will go in the bin. Now we are giving it second life, so they can show that in their integrated reporting, their sustainability reporting, how they are promoting. It's not recycling, but kind of re-life, isn't it?
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
them also, it's good to showcase to their stakeholder, their shareholder, and if we do that win-win situation, the partnership can be successful.
Yeah. So I think the next point also I have written the same kind of thing. I have over repeated things. So I thought like we can promote if we get in partner with another company, maybe it could be a startup or something like that. Even we can promote their product into our website and advertise them and get benefited from them as well. Like if there is any other company, we do, for example, if Resett purchases PCs from HP, let's say HP is a new company, so we can even promote their products in our Resett business as well, if it's a very new company. And also we can advertise their products, since Resett is a very big company in Lamland. They have some good reputation around, so we might attract and pull some customers in.
Right, possible. And suppliers, you can just give an overview quickly. No need for all the points. Maybe like one sentence on each, what you did.
Suppliers, sorry, can you please come again, like the next one, right?
Yeah, supplier, just give an overview. No need to go line by line. Like what
Okay, yes.
you focused and how you wrote, because anyways we have read it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Like we can try to negotiate some long-term contracts with the suppliers. So, and we make sure that we pay them on time as well. So, and also we can get some favorable payment terms if we make some prompt payments that we can do. One
Just
second.
one question here. You said, for instance, companies like Back Market have successfully. What exactly is this company?
Like I took up this news from Google, so I'll share you the same. So
We
I
have
think you can.
discussed this in industry, I think, this back market and all.
Okay.
This company is there in our industry analysis.
Okay.
So we have back market, Cashify, whatnot, Amazon, all of this. I'll just share that screenshot also in the group. Yeah, Siri, you continue.
Yeah. Sorry, I think I have mixed up points. Like.
No problem. Just give an overview of the suppliers, how we can do it before we conclude. Yeah. You can start again, no problem.
Yeah, sure. 1 second.
I've shared the screenshot on the group. You can just open a WhatsApp, Santan and others.
Yeah, again, we can collaborate with new on joint marketing campaigns to shared marketing efforts. We can secure better pricing and exclusive deals as well. So this strategy not only strengthens suppliers relationship but also enhances product offering as well. So and yeah, I think I have
What
done
else?
it all.
Anything specific you have found which is not discussed previously with other answers?
I think the last one, I think I have made it slightly vague. So I'll make sure that I provide some better answers next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in the last answers, we sometimes get tired also. It happens.
Yeah.
It's completely fine. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Now we have last one. Thank you for patience, everyone. Marshall, are you there?
Yes, hello. Yes. You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, actually, I was driving from work, so I'm still in the car because my kids will make noise once I get I arrive home.
No problem.
Okay,
Did you
yeah,
listen to everything that's going on?
yeah. Some I was listening because I was in transit, but sometimes here and there I was having some connection glitches, but I was following actually.
Okay. So I've already given you the feedback we have discussed. If you want, we can do it again. Otherwise, it's fine. You just tell me how you want to do it.
No, yeah, here and there, maybe you can maybe just in summary. Just in summary, but maybe what I wanted to ask also was regarding how to structure. Like in my case, I think I tried to time my. You had said do you need to do this in 1 hour, right? So
Yeah.
I think I did this in about 1 hour 5 minutes. Okay. So I was trying mainly to meet with the two to make to gauge if I will be able to type and meet the time actually within that particular time. But again, the other challenge becomes to say also you need to arrange and structure your responses in in a very coherent manner, which maybe in some cases maybe I couldn't do, and also to give as much practical examples as I could from the case itself and from the industry. Okay, but because my concern was I wanted to say, okay, if I'm thinking fast, okay, will I be able to meet with the time, something like that. So actually, that was the challenge actually that I faced. Um, and also another question I need to pose is how we should answer. For example, I'm assuming the role of a finance manager. Okay, can I respond like in a manner to say we, or like somewhat as an outsider to say maybe Reset can do this like I'm recommending? How best can we respond?
Right. So a couple of
Is
questions
it
we
okay to say we? Yeah.
have. Sorry, continue.
Is it okay to use we like you're part of the company, something like that, or maybe you use it like Reset can do this or something like that, or I'm not sure how best to present like my own like recommendations or my suggestions or my to put how I can put across my points.
Right. Okay, I got your question. So firstly, I'll answer the last one. Yes, you have to answer as a first person because it is internal communication. Right. For example, you're talking to me, I'm talking to you. We cannot say like them, we'll say you and me, right? Because we are working
Yeah.
as a same team. So you have to use the word we, me. Sometimes you can use the word reset also is fine, but write as a first person. And secondly, you said about the timing. You took 1 hour 5 minutes is fine because that is the target. You cannot get the exact time in the first writing. Once we do practice, automatically at least we can reduce our 20% of the time. 20 to 25% efficiency we can gain when we do multiple writings. Okay. Thirdly,
Oh,
your answer is on the screen. Your points also make sense. I read it yesterday only, but it is just like a pointers. Like for example, this one, diversifying inventory sourcing. So if you're listening to the other points what we discussed previously, it need to be in a bigger paragraph, then with the header. In the introduction, you can give a like certain points. For example, inventory management remains a core part of the business. So in order to be efficient and successful, we need to make sure that we have proper controls for that. Then you can write one point, diversifying inventory sourcing. That becomes a header. Then under that, you can write a paragraph. No need to write in pointers. This becomes a header. Then this ensures continuing product becomes a paragraph.
oh, okay, like the header and then like the sub body that is supporting that header.
Yes, for example, first can be, I hope you can see the screen, diversifying inventory
Yeah,
sourcing. Second, you talk about TQM. Then third may be automation. Fourth may be training.
okay. So like in this case, I said like Reset should invest in like for example continuous training. Okay, can we say we should invest? That is why another question that I was posing before to say, can I say we should? Is it okay?
Yes, it's completely fine. You can say we should. Because you are working
Also,
for an employee, isn't it? You are the part of the business.
okay. Also, sometimes I can alter to say maybe just to avoid repeating the same word reset. We reset. I can be mixing and mingling right in between, right?
Sorry.
No, what I was saying is, also you cannot keep saying like we. Maybe sometimes you may need to use reset. It's still fine, right? Like you can. Anyway, it depending on a case to case. Like you can use we, and then you can also use reset. That's fine, right? To use both.
You can use both. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's fine. So this is another challenge I was facing. But anyway, thanks for clarifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this small
Yeah,
thing
but
doesn't
my
matter. You need to overthink. If you mention we, if you mention reset, doesn't matter. But if you write as a first person, more than writing, I would say think like a first person. If you think it's your problem, for example, if I'm wearing shoes and it is pinching me, I will solve it first. I'll find a solution very hard. But if I know somebody else is having that pinching, maybe the urgency will be less, right? And my approach, or even if you imagine, let's say I give you a situation that some of your colleague is having a shoe which is pinching him, how he can solve that problem. And if I ask the same question, say you are wearing a shoe and that is pinching you, how you'll solve the problem? Trust me, your thoughts will be different. Yes or no? This for everyone, right? So the question we ask ourselves, just like you're putting something to chat GPT or an AI, it comes up same thing with our brain. The question you ask, it gives you that response. Because we create the stress, the information we give it to our brain. Sometimes we are getting late, we say, and we are getting pressure. We miss certain things. We don't have, obviously, we don't have patience. We are running. But same time, a call comes up, you can come after 1 hour. So you're like, okay. That's the same situation becomes very calm. We can put a music system on in the car. So it's just the same brain, what information we give it. All right. So
I had lost you actually. You can just quickly repeat what you just said. You can come again.
yeah, Marcel,
Sorry, it
I was
appears like
saying
I'm leaving.
more than writing, it's more about how you think. You have to think like an insider.
Okay.
If you write the reset or we, that doesn't matter much. It's how you think that matters.
Okay.
Now all of you are working for reset, so think like a first person.
Okay, I get it.
Apart from that, it's the same thing you have done for others also, just you have written in a sentences. Sentence is not required, it should be paragraph.
Okay.
It should be a paragraph, it should be header, the same uh, review I gave for other students. Okay.
Okay. So you put header and then your elaborate beneath, right?
Yes, elaborate in 4 to 5
Oh,
sentences.
okay. I get it.
Okay, any question, anyone? I have a plan now. I just need, if you guys are okay with it. What I'm thinking is, we have done this question and how to approach. We'll discuss a little bit about risk and risk management, maybe in another 20 to 30 minutes. Then you can take 5-10 minutes break and I'll give you a question on risk. Then you have to do it now only. I hope you are mentally ready for the 3-hour session. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Because we don't have much time, we need to stretch. And after this, I'll give you some work for over the week. And we can also plan if we can have an extra session over the weekdays. Okay, we'll come to that. So we'll go to the risk. we have this chapter on risk management, chapter 12. We have 11. 11 is on 11. They're talking about uncertainty. Okay, no problem. 11, 12, both we can discuss. I hope you can see the screen. All right. So, firstly, we need to understand the term uncertainty and risk. Many times, what happened, we use both the term interchangeably. You know, sometimes we say it's very uncertain, sometimes we say it's risk, but that is not correct. There is a massive difference between risk and uncertainty. So, what is risk? Firstly, again, with the risk, we have so much of bias in our mind. Risk is always considered negative. But if you see any company, whether it's Resett or company like Amazon, or at an individual level also, we are only successful when we take risk, isn't it? So risk is neither positive, risk is neither negative, risk is neutral. What we get out of that, based on that, we can make an assumption, okay, risk is positive, risk is negative. Otherwise, many times we heard the word risk, we get, conscious, or the business is like, we don't want to lose, because there is a sense of losing. Human mind works in a situation, we are more afraid of losing than we are excited of winning. If we have $100, we are afraid of losing that $100 rather than gaining another $1,000. Let's say we got two news. One news, we are thinking, okay, we can lose $100, so we can be very, very scary, or we don't want to. And second news, maybe we'll win 1,000 or not. So even if we win, we'll be very happy. But even if we lose, we don't be happy. Okay, we have lost 1,000. But if we lose what we have in our hand, that 100, that will make us feel more bad. That's a human tendency. Now coming to uncertainty, what is the primary difference? Risk is something which is quantifiable, where we have data, where we have numbers. But uncertainty is something where we don't have any quantification. For example, COVID. COVID is risk now? Yes. But in 2019, 2020, 2021, it was uncertain. We don't know what will happen, how dangerous it is, how fast the virus will multiply, everything. But now it's risk. Why? Because we have quantified it. We have got some medicine for that. So same thing for the business. When it comes to business, we have to take risk. It is unavoidable. But we should not put our business in uncertain situation. So basically, don't do things which we are not aware of, where we cannot quantify, where we don't know what is the maximum we can lose. For example, going for a business in Afghanistan, that can be very, very risky. Or going to a business in North Korea can be very, very risky. I mean, not risky, I would say uncertain. But going in, like dealing business with the US now, it's risky, but still it's quantified. We have a good information what things are changing. There are some uncertain part of that, but still it's not that uncertain. So the primary difference is risk is quantified, uncertainty is unquantified. We know in risk what maximum we can lose. In uncertainty, we don't know. Therefore, in business, it is recommended to avoid uncertain situation. But some people can argue in risk also we can lose more than that is expected. Yes, you can. But at least 90 to 95% we have the quantification of it. Or if you want to go in uncertain situation, then try to convert that uncertainty into risk. Get information about that, quantify it. Then it is ideal for the business. Is that clear? So the assignment for us is to find out 25 to 30 odd risk, what Resett is facing and what we will face. We have given some scenarios also previously. A supplier going out of business, the logistic partners stealing the mobile phones, or they are replacing original one with the duplicate one in the middle. They can do anything. Or they are being very rude with the clients. So consider all that scenario that comes to your mind. Maybe you can go up to 50 also. Now dealing with risk in investment appraisal decision. What is investment appraisal? When we are investing somewhere, obviously we'll consider the risk first. The primary thing we look at is the risk versus return. So investment appraisal often involves a degree of uncertainty and risk. We can deal it with in number of ways. Adding a risk premium to the discount rate in order to compensate for a risk. This is more for a calculation. For example, if a shareholder is investing in a stock, okay. So what they will see, they'll see how much return they are getting. Let's say the government bond they are buying and they're getting 7% interest. That is risk free. So obviously they invest in a stock, they are taking risk. They should say at least it should be, more than 7%, it should be 10%, 12%, 13%. Otherwise, they'll go with the government bond. Risk free, risk premium. If somebody is taking risk, they need a premium, whether it is our investor, whether it is our financiers, like banks and everyone. So same thing goes in the calculation. We can add a risk premium. A premium may be added to the usual discount rate to provide a safety margin. The premium may vary from project to project at different level of risk. Then payback period. This is like, an investment we are doing. How many years we'll get it back? So we are doing a calculation. Maybe let's say NPV calculation. Payback period. Estimate of cash flow several years ahead are quite likely to inaccurate and unreliable. It may be difficult to control capital projects over a long period of time. Risk may be limited by selecting projects within a short payback period. So in one way, Resett can reduce the risk is by selecting shorter payback period. We can use certain simulations that is based on the data. They won't ask you for Resett all this question. This is just for understanding. We can use certain analysis. Okay. Pros and cons of using a sensitivity analysis or sensitivity margin. What is sensitivity analysis first? It is like what if analysis. What if scenario A happens? What if scenario B happens? What if the government regulation changes? What if the tax rates changes? What if the geopolitical situation changes? What if the economic situation changes? Like that. Strength and weakness. No complicated theory to understand. Information will be present to the management in the form of judgment. Identifies areas that are crucial to the success of project. Indicates just how critical some of the forecasts which are considered to be uncertain one. So technically, we are looking at the worst case scenario. Weakness is based on the past. It assumes that change to variables can be made independently. It only identifies how far a variable needs to change. It's manipulative, in short. It's not an optimizing technique. It can make the management fearful, they might not take a lot of risk. Then same thing goes with the expected value formula. Formulas we don't need to worry. But usually companies can be categorized into three: risk neutral, risk seeker, or risk averse. Risk neutral. For example, Resett is a business, I believe we are more into risk neutral. That doesn't mean we are not taking risk, but we are taking step by step, or we are very careful with our next step. Because usually when company is well established, when you are in decades into business, you have a sustainable cash flow coming in. So companies don't want to take unnecessary risk. So we take risk, but we are risk neutral. Then we have risk seeker, very common with the startups. Are likely to select the strategy with the best possible outcome. They don't care how much risk is there. They want the highest return. And in certain industries, for example, electric car manufacturing, electric vehicles is there, satellite business is there, mining business is there. So by default, they are very risky. So they have to take extra risk. Risk averse, these companies try to avoid risk as much as possible, or maybe they are taking risk in some area and other areas they want to avoid risk. This is again very common with a matured business, or we can say with a conglomerate. What is conglomerate? When the business is into different industry. Standard deviation and all. Anyways, we can discuss a little bit of this later, because depending on the previous topic. Main thing I want to discuss risk today. This is all not very important, at least for now. It's too much theory. Okay, we'll go to the main topic, risk. Now we have discussed risk is what, which is focusing on data, which is focusing on the quantity, is quantified. But risk can be divided into three categories: downside risk, known as pure risk. Then we have upside risk and speculative risk. They're saying a two-way risk here. There is another one that is upside risk. I think they have not mentioned here. Okay, so technically downside risk is a situation where we are losing. For example, there is a fire in our warehouse. Resett. What will happen? We lost one of our major suppliers, or we lost one of our major customers. It's a downside, also known as pure risk. And if you see speculative risk, on the other hand, let's say we are launching a new product, going to the new market, let's say we have launched a new range of products, that becomes a speculative risk or two-way risk, where we can gain also or where we can lose also. Most of the business is speculative. Third risk, sometimes people say it's part of speculative, but we can take it separately also, is a upside risk, which is totally opposite to downside. It is a situation where we just have benefit. For example, hiring talented employees, having good reputation of the business, a positive news article about the business in the news, in the media, then getting a good supplier contract, a negotiating term which is beneficial for us. What is that? That is an example of upside risk. So downside, completely down, upside, completely in benefit, and two-way speculative risk is normally it can go in our favor also, it can go in our against. Can you think of an example for upside, downside, and speculative for Resett? Any situation? Hello? Just one example. Okay, just give for one. If not three, give for one example. Am I audible? Are you guys tired?
No, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yes, Anton. An example from you. I've already given two, three, just same thing around that. Let's say we have given a phone to someone and the data was not deleted of the previous customer. What is this? This is an example of what? It's an example of downside risk because we fail in our compliance. We fail on what we promised, isn't it? What is the upside situation for us? We have got an exclusive right to sell certain used products for a company, let's say Dell, Samsung, because they found us genuine and they found us trustworthy. So they say, we don't trust other resellers, but we'll trust you and we'll give you our old products, then you can refurbish and sell it off.
So this downside risk and pure risk is the same thing, is it?
Yeah, so downside risk and pure risk is same thing, is just different name. And speculative risk and two-way risk is the same thing. You see, two-way risk is sometimes called speculative risk. This and this is same, this and this is same. It's a situation where we are losing, we have nothing to win from that.
In this speculative risk, it is saying for businesses, there is an element of speculative risk, and management are aware that actual risks would be better or worse than forecast. So basically, it's a risk which is up or down.
Yes, speculative risk is up or down. Therefore, it is called two-way risk also.
So it can the results can be better or it can be worse.
Yes. So most of the risks are speculative only in the business, isn't it?
Yeah, because every time we are not very sure, or when we give a forecast, we are not very sure it will happen. So there's a speculative risk is always there.
Yes, that's correct. So that's what I'm asking. One example of speculative, one for downside, one for upside. We can go back to the logistics. If you're not delivering on the time, it's a downside. And if you're delivering before time, it's an upside. Then the same thing, getting a new delivery partner, it can be speculative. You don't know how it will go in the future.
Yeah, he can perform or he cannot perform. We don't know.
Yes. Okay. Now, why business incur risk? I hope the concept is clear, everyone. Sri, Marshall, Hassan, Rakesh, everyone. And
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, clear.
there can be a question, if this is the thing, why are we not avoiding speculative risk or two-way risk? But if we avoid the risk, we are avoiding the return. Imagine if we can do the business without taking risk, then we don't need to study this topic itself, risk management. In strategic case study, we have an entire subject on risk management. Something we cannot avoid. So what we do, we try to manage it. For example, we cannot say like, oh, I need to save time. We cannot actually save time. We can just manage time. Because time is like, continuously going. So why companies incur risk? Again, these are very basic to generate higher returns on the business. Usually, if we take higher risk, we become an industry leader. Higher risk can give higher returns. Again, these are subjective points. It can give us benefit like financials, decrease cost, intangibles. Usually, if you're industry leader, you have to take risk. I mean, higher risk. Others, they don't need to innovate. They can just copy paste what the industry leader is doing. We have a risk management cycle also here. So what it is focusing is on that is they won't ask you in the exam all of this. This is more of P3, but just for an idea, we have to identify risk, understand, assess, develop a response strategy, allocate responsibility, implement strategy, review, refine. Because risk is changing means we have to. Why we call it cycle? Because every time we are getting new risk. So we have to identify risk, manage it, then see if the management was proper or not. Then again change the approach. And all of this will help in decision making of the business. Because previously risk was considered later on after selecting the strategy, but now risk is an integral part of it. And where risk is coming from, how we identify risk, it is coming from the strategy we have chosen. Let's say we have chosen to select only one supplier, very risky. But if we choose multiple suppliers, then the identification of risk will be different. Then also on the goals, we want to become the market leader in Lamland, or we want to become market leader in the entire Europe. We want to be just in one area. So from there also, we are getting the risk. So technically what they are saying, maybe you guys have heard about risk register. Did you? Any one of you?
What risk register?
Risk register. No?
No.
Okay, so usually companies have this. For example, it was there in Deloitte and other companies also do. So what we do, we identify the risk from doing this exercise. And once we identify, we put all the details about that risk into a file that is called risk register. Like when it was identified, what is the likelihood and impact, who is responsible person for that, what controls we can take, everything. Technically, in short, you can say documentation of risk is risk register. And for identifying the risk, we can go into so many ways. But here they have given some of the major areas where risk can be identified. For example, political risk, if the changing government happens. Business risk, our business model itself, change in economic situation. Financial risk like foreign exchange, interest rate. Technology risk, cybersecurity is a risk. But remember, risk means don't think about negative. It can be upside also. Think like all of this can be speculative. Investing in technology can save us money and cost. There was a news going on LinkedIn in India, one company, TCS, they have laid off almost 20,000 employees. I don't know if it is true. If it is true, you can see from employees' perspective, it is a problem, but company's perspective, how much money they are saving, 20,000 employees. So that's an upside risk for them in technology, isn't it? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Then environmental risk, how we are dealing with the environment. Corporate reputation risk. This is very important nowadays. One mistake and people are posting on social media. Fraud and employee malfeasance risk. If our own employee, like we discussed, is not doing properly, or maybe sometimes what happens, this is rare, but if you're getting somebody's data and maybe they have just deleted normally, they don't have a proper software. What if they have their personal pictures and all? If our employees just took that pictures and share on the social media or use it for wrong things, it can be a problem. It can be a fraud and it can lead to a reputation risk. So when you do the background check of our employees also, then when we go international, we face all new risk, new political risk, new business, new economic. The risk just multiply when we go international. So the same point is given here. Business risk. Business risk is technically when the entire thing can be a problem. Strategic risk, what strategy we are choosing, commodity price. These are all can lead to business risk. Categories of risk. You can read it in detail also. Strategic risk, if you have chosen a wrong strategy. I mean, nobody will choose a wrong strategy, right? By default. Nobody want to fail. No company want to fail. But if we have chosen a strategy, it turn out to be bad. So one wrong strategy, sometimes it can lead to business closure. Or one good strategy can make us a market leader also. Same thing can happen with the product. Let's say we have only one product and that itself failed. It can be a major problem. If a companies want to have multiple products, they don't want to depend on one product because anytime that product can be failure. Imagine Apple is dependent only on iPhones. They are not doing any laptop, nothing else. And they launch new thing, it's completely failed. Then what will happen? It will be a challenge to the entire organization, isn't it? The entire existence will be under threat.
Yeah.
Right? That is a product risk. So to manage product risk, Resett can also bring in new electronics. That's what I was thinking. Then commodity price risk. This risk is very high for Resett.
So with the Resett, what is the product risk we are having? I mean, with Resett, they are also focused on new products and used product also, right?
Yeah, I mean the type of products we are selling. It's just mobile phone, laptops, and type. Shall we go into refrigerator? High ticket price also is there.
Yeah.
Dishwasher and everything, as we discussed. So if you have multiple products, the demand for one product goes down, you can have still sustainable revenue.
There will be a sustainability.
This Best Buy, Currys, Amazon, and all this, this website. Please go to their website. You'll see these companies, most of them are not limited to this mobile phone, laptop. They are doing all electronics, headphones, everything. So why we are limiting ourselves? And despite being, 40 years in business, I don't know why our management is reluctant to do that. In 40 years, company will become so big, they'll become listed, they'll become conglomerate, they'll have global presence. We are moving very slow, despite being profitable. Or maybe the management is scared.
But you look at that, even the competitor also is moving in the similar direction. No? Picks up.
Competitor, technically, the thing is, for the understanding of the pre-seed and business, we have chosen a competitor which is similar of our size. Why don't we compete with Amazon? Who is stopping us? We have chosen a smaller competitor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or maybe our shareholding is with a small family or a few families. They don't want to go big. They just want to enjoy. They're getting dividends. They're happy with it.
Yeah, sometimes it is a family-oriented business, so then they are happy with whatever is coming, and they don't want to track, they don't want to invest more and come into complications. Even lose control also of the company, right?
Yes. They don't want to get a headache. They
Yes.
just want to, like Parle Group in India, I think recently they got 3,000 crore Indian currency profit. But still, they don't want to go listing. They're happy as a family business. So there are many companies, like in Middle East, you can see so many. They are doing good numbers, but they don't want to have more scrutiny coming to them. That's it. Then commodity price risk is also there for Resett. What's the risk? Risk is if the price goes up, if the second-hand market price just goes up, let's say the supply itself reduce, we can't do much out of it. That can also be a problem. So these are major risks. Now we have to see which one is relevant to us, how we can manage. I think reputation risk is with every business nowadays. It was there, but it has gone up. Sometimes it's just fake, but it reach out to a lot of people. And very few people are actually trying to understand whether it was real or not.
Correct.
That becomes another problem. Fake news spreads very fast. Then operational risk, operational issues, like we said, software and installing certain software, all of that. Contractual integration risk is higher. Contract with the supplier, contract with the logistic company in our business and Resett. And if you're raising debt, that also being another problem. So risk management is defined as the process of understanding and managing the risk that the organization is inevitably subject to in attempting to achieve the objectives. Then the upside, downside risk they have given. There is another thing, conformance and performance. Technically, we have downside risk which is coming from non-compliance if you don't do the legal things. And there is another risk that is coming from performance. If you don't do, let's say, a good quality, good service, we lose business. So both of them is a risk. So risk management is about the compliance also and also getting a competitive edge. And it all depends on the company's risk appetite. What is risk appetite? Risk appetite depends upon how much capacity we have. Like Reliance, they have a very big capacity. They can take the risk. Like we discussed so many examples previously in the session, 20% less than the market price they are doing because they have logistics, they have distribution, they have finance, everything. And sometimes companies might have all of this, but don't have the attitude. Like what attitude Elon Musk is having or Jeff Bezos is having, some few people. Not everybody can accept that level of risk. It is to the personality. It is the personality of the board members. Sometimes the CEO changes, then the entire organization changes.
Mhm.
So attitude plus capacity, both will. Like startup companies, they have very high risk attitude, but they don't have the capacity, they don't have the resources. So mix of both will make a risk appetite. Then we'll need to see how risk strategy will be managed. And obviously we'll not take this directly, we'll try to mitigate it. But after mitigation also we'll have some residual risk that need to be accepted. Otherwise, we can reject. If you reject the risk, you are rejecting the returns also. Same thing they have given here. Usually we have 4 options. It's called a TARA model. We'll see here. The same thing was written before. Usually if the risk, let's say the likelihood of risk is high, but the impact is low, we'll try to, reduce it. But imagine a situation where the likelihood is low, but the impact is high, like this. Let's say fire in the factory or a warehouse. So we'll try to transfer. Usually transfer means we'll go to insurance company. But imagine the likelihood is also high and the impact is also high. We'll try to avoid that risk because there is very big chances of happening there. And if you're lucky, we'll get likelihood low, impact also low. Then we'll accept that risk. Ideally, we want more risk to come in this category. But again, we have little control on what risk we are facing. We can also make a risk map. Yeah, Hassan, any question?
Hi, sir. Yeah, can we have an example for the each category of the risk, as you have given the example for the transfer, issue, insurance, we can insurance.
Yeah.
So the 3.
For example, we have, let's say we have got some intern and they leave us, or somebody in the operational director, in the operation, we got some finance assistant and that person is leaving, or any other employee. Then impact of that to our business is very low, and likelihood of that might be also low, because usually people don't leave in the starting, they are struggling to get a job. So it's
Yep.
low and low, we'll accept it, doesn't matter, because whatever we do, people
Okay.
will leave. Then this we have discussed. High consequences. Let's say we want to go and sell some new kind of, let's say you want to sell air condition, okay, and we just notice the prices of air condition in the market is, for the new products, being reduced by 25%, because there are new players coming in and they have reduced the prices. So we know the consequence of this is very high. If you are selling something which is already getting discounted in the new price, why people will buy second hand? That is the consequences. Now likelihood, there is already companies who have started to doing it, or they are into a prototype thing, or they are into marketing phase now, they are launching the product. So likelihood is also high, impact is also high. So avoid that situation. Why to go into that business of selling air condition? You're
Okay.
getting, or for example, we
Yep.
want to go and sell into a new country, and we have noticed that the competition is very high already, so that will impact our business. And government want to include tariffs or a lot of other extra taxes for our international business, so that is also high, avoid.
Okay.
Low, accept. Low, high, try to reduce the probability.
Okay.
For example, likelihood is high and impact is low. For example, some customers are coming, they are going till the cart but not making the payment. It happens many times. People are tempted to buy, they go, but they don't. So
Yeah.
likelihood is high and impact is low. So how we can reduce this? How we can reduce the likelihood? Can we have the option like buy now, pay later, like a credit option?
Yeah.
But this buy now, pay later thing is common. Why and how it is different from credit card is they don't charge any interest. It's the same thing. Zero interest, zero extra charge. The same price. They can pay in installment.
Okay. Okay.
Make sense?
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Risk mapping can also be done. A common qualitative way of assessing the significance of risk is to produce a risk map. The map identifies whether a risk will have a significant impact on the organizations and links that into the likelihood of the risk occurring. I think it's the same thing. The approach can have a framework. Technically, we want to categorize risks so we can manage it properly. And how we can manage? We need to see whether it is within our appetite, whether we have the capacity for that. All of this thing is important. Main thing we are looking is likelihood and impact. Likelihood and impact. That's the main thing. The potential loss from an adverse outcome is the probability of likelihood that adverse outcome will occur and the impact of outcome if it does occur. Sometimes we can make it into high, low, and medium also if you want to go in detail. But usually high and low is done. We can also do severe, not severe, depend how you want to work. But remember, when we are managing risk, we need to be ethical. Now, why ethics is related to that? Let's say there is an staff turnover in the industry that is, let's say, 8%. 8% employees, shift their jobs. But in our company, it becomes 16%, 20%. We started manipulating the employees. We're telling lies to the employees. We are managing risk, but the way we are doing is unethical. That is not professional, or we are not following integrity, or we are not being professional. So these are CIMA Code of Ethics. I hope all of you are aware of this. So there are 5 ethical principles. This question is usually asked in all case studies. Okay. Integrity means you need to be honest. Members should be straightforward and honest. Objectivity means non-bias. We cannot be biased with some of our suppliers or purchaser. We need to be fair. That is objectivity. Third one is professional competence and due care. Whatever we are promising, we should have that. that knowledge, that skill. For example, on CV, people overpromise so many things. That is a breach of professional competence. You can. Then confidentiality. After this, confidentiality is about not disclosing anything. We cannot disclose Resett confidential information outside, and we cannot hide information from our own company. That is a confidential. Professional behavior is complying with the laws, regulation of the state, country where you're operating, and obviously the policies of the company. Sometimes what happens, the manager itself pressurize the employee, especially the sales department, to sell. So the sale employee, what they will do, they start lying to the customer. So that is unethical. So if you have some problem, we can go to the professional one. Like in your case, in our case, we can go to CIMA. We can say this is happening, so they try to help. Or sometime we can go to the auditor and complain if the management itself is pressurized. Otherwise, if you are decision making just for the profit, we should not be unethical. But here they have given example, threats and safeguard for as an employee perspective. When you are an employee and your management itself is pressurizing you. So they have given some consultation, relevant professional body, obtaining additional training, negotiation, obtaining other assistance. Financial interest is also important. Remuneration being determined by other members of management, disclosure of relevant interest. So this financial interest usually, like, nobody should be allowed to decide their own remuneration. So therefore we have a remuneration committee. We'll discuss this in next in P3 strategic case study. They won't ask you here, but just for the introduction, remuneration committee is there, and that is made up of non-executive directors. So non-executives are not primarily working for money. They are working like part-time, just as an watchdog. So they are deciding, and nobody will decide their own money, own bonuses. Other people will decide. So that the self-interest threat and everything comes down. Then inducement, also do not accept the inducement. Inform relevant third parties such as senior manager. These are just some examples. You can have a go through it. Whistleblowing policy, I think we have already discussed. If something wrong is going on, there should be a policy where people can report, and that person identity and everything is kept confidential. Cost and benefit of information system. So if we are investing in certain thing, obviously we are looking at the benefit, and by default the benefit should be more than the cost. So if you're launching, let's say, AI based system in our software, if you're having customer care, we want to make it automated. Instead of human, they are talking to a AI thing or recorded thing. So there we have to see how it will affect the effectiveness and how much cost we are saving versus what is the investment. So these are very logical points. Let's say initial cost is what? Design, purchase, hardware, testing, training. But at the same time, we have to consider the running cost. Running is not free. Labor time, materials, or sometimes we have maintenance, the cost of service, that also comes. Now we have to see manually how much it is costing us and what is the benefit. And if we go with this technology, how much it will cost and what will be the benefit. When new people are hired, a process is changed, software is upgraded, then staff will require training. So training is usually required in every big organization. You'll see some or other type of training is going on. So that will also have a cost. You have to pay to the trainer, wages for the people being trained, because let's say we are paying per hour, so you have to pay for that per hour when they're getting trained also. It's not free, right? We have to pay for it because they are not doing their normal work. Some companies want their employees to work extra, but that is unethical again. Ideally, they should pay for it. The cost for the training venue and all of this. These are like all logical points. Indirect cost is also there. Employees are not ready to work hard. They are not ready to stretch extra. They don't get any upside for doing this. And sometimes if there is so much of information, they get information overload. Benefits ultimately should improve the efficiency and effectiveness. Then others are very common, information communication. You don't want to do information overload, so we'll not read this. This is logical, you can have a glance. If something is there, we can read. Then the last part is about big data. Like information is very important. We discussed in the start of the class. We can purchase it from Amazon or other companies. How they are getting from big data. What is the definition of big data? It is not from one source, it is from number of sources. Velocity means different content, volume, this is so big. Then variety, it is coming from so many places. And veracity, it is truthful. Velocity is different sources, we can say. No, variety is different sources. Velocity is data is not streaming from such social media sites are virtually constant rate. So velocity is technically constantly updated. It's not like 1 month, 2 month, 3 year old, or maybe years old data. It's not worth it. Because what is trending now in, let's say, in October 2025, it will be not same in October 2026. So it should be real time. Velocity is real time. Volume is, it should be, very big. Variety is different sources. Veracity is truthful. If all this 4 is there, then only it's big data. Otherwise, it's not big data. It cannot be under the definition of big data. And big data only can help us to get the proper information. Otherwise, imagine it's not having the characteristic of veracity, it's not truthful. Then no point, we have all the wrong information. How we can manage, how analytics can help. I believe in our business of Resett, big data analytics can also play a very, very important role. We need to invest, but we have a lot of benefits like innovation, reducing time, competitive advantage, improving productivity. What can be the risk? We might not have the available skill. We might not have the available IT or security team to protect the data. Data protection can be a challenge. So they are talk about risk, but at the same time they are linking to other areas. Okay. I hope it's fine. There was so much of information. So take some break. And I'll give you a small question. It won't take much time. Maybe in 20-25 minutes you can do it. All right. Any questions?